Today I was criticized in a way that on the surface sounds rational and intelligent if you've never seen my channel or if you didn't get what I was getting at. We can assume a person's being confused, but if they get nasty with me, I'd choose not to give them the generosity of that. A little update. A licensed pharmacy tech that had lived a mile from the bridge in Delphi since about 2006 has been hauled in. He was discovered by Reddit at 3 p.m. yesterday and YouTube at 10 a.m. yesterday because the police told them this. And the police are going to have a press conference on Monday on the 31st at about 10 a.m. about Richard or Ricky Matthew Allen. Also, his address where he lives is not being published here, but the street has been openly published, and it's a really short street. It's like 5 houses, so it's pretty easy to figure out where he is, or was. And the point I made in a video yesterday, and also a comment I posted on my, I think it's under the discussion tab, they call it now a community tab, or whatever the hell they want to, is that Reddit, YouTube, and everywhere else that web sleuths hang out and congregate and post data, and also where everybody collects every lead, never mentioned this guy until yesterday. And we still don't know if this guy is the killer or anything associated with it. And what we still have, and this is the point I've made, is dozens or maybe hundreds of channels, depending on which ones were erased over time, of people accusing random people of doing a double homicide and never being called out on it by the fawning fans that won't understand that that is not how you solve a crime. You assume everyone can be guilty and you delete them from the list of guilty people by using basic deductive reasoning and stuff. But the fact is, a case like this where people are killed in an area that has a lot of plants, a lot of fungus growing, lots of animals that can pick over the bodies, you're not going to have as much evidence as you would if it was an enclosed area like a house. And if you haven't noticed it, we've spent more than 3 years here. It's over 3 years. It's like 2017 when this happened in Delphi. Much more time than you'd think has passed since these murders happened. And what have we learned from this? Depending on how a murder occurs, it's almost impossible to solve. And the other thing is the police department won't release all information because they're going to need it to be able to positively prove someone did something. Even if someone confessed, you have to be able to prove they really did it. And the only evidence that they've had that they're willing to release, they won't release the raw copy of, is an audio and video recording from a cell phone that may not have indicated the person who did it. Quote unquote, bridge guy, down the hill guys, or guys down the hill. And the video frames that we got, which are out of order, which are not cleaned up correctly, and are heavily modified so you can't gather anything from it. That person could have had nothing to do with this. And what we have are a bunch of web sleuth channels that randomly accused just random people or accused people they had an axe to grind against that have been cleared of this particular act. And people fixate on it and put up PayPal donation pages for it and profiteer off of the deaths of 2 kids. Now, when I point out, actually this was under the channel commentary and also in a video, that again, Reddit and YouTube never even sniffed at this person. He's never been on anybody's radar before, which kind of makes sense. If this turns out to be the murderer, that would be the reason nobody found him, is they only discovered something recently. He only slipped up recently, I guess. I don't know. We'll find out Monday. Maybe. I doubt that. I don't have any belief that we're going to find out an answer on Monday. I don't. But I hope I'm wrong. Let Monday be the day. By the way, catchphrases like "let today be the day" are really great for search engine optimization for people putting up exploitive videos, but I don't think that they contribute much to solving the problem. That's my opinion. Anyway, what I pointed out is all of these channels witch hunting random people, destroying people's lives, accomplishing nothing, never brought this guy up. So this is what I get as a comment on one of the channel videos. I hit approve, and it still deleted it, so here we go. You're just as lame as you claim they are. I guess. I'm not sure what the person said. I didn't cut and paste it quick enough. I was trying to cut and paste it, and it deleted it. You spent the same amount of time doing the same thing. No, I did the exact opposite. Fuck you for that comment. Then this person also made these comments. These are not in the order that he typed them. He or she typed them. A channel called Harvey Connick Jr., it's actually a different name, claiming he was on this large potential suspect list. I don't see that anywhere, and it wasn't mentioned anywhere prominently. Not sure I fully believe that, though. Harvey is now eBaying for PayPal donations as if he did a great job covering the case. Even Hughes is over there misidentifying this suspect in his wife's Facebook videos. Something dark side. That is the general standard of YouTube web sleuthing. No, actually the majority of them are very good at looking up data. But the trouble is, if they're really good at it, they get to be a little bit like me. They say, yeah, on Tuesday there was a car at this address because you can see it on a video someone posted. And, or like me, some others pointed out, someone made a claim about a red Jeep that only matches after the Jeep was turned red years later. And we get yelled at for pointing out that people are just not looking up. You know, if you see somebody, your favorite, Calvin Klein character in front of a red Jeep, find out what fucking year the picture was taken in. Yes, I think that's really what the origin story for that story came from. Somebody made up a story. Let's move on. Most of the people doing web sleuthing are either exploitive assholes or just reactionaries doing almost the same thing, but they don't mean to be bad. Let's admit that. And then there's me being an asshole telling everybody I really think the police should just give up at that point. It was a 3-year mark, saying, yeah, they've been at this for a while. Why don't they just release the evidence they have and maybe we'll find the person? I mean, you may not be able to put them in prison because you've compromised your evidence chain. But at least we can find out who it is and avoid them. I mean, if Weinstein is running around in your neighborhood, you know to avoid him. If Epstein was still around, you'd know to avoid him, even if you couldn't convict him. You want to get it out there, okay? That was my opinion at the time. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm going to be proven wrong Monday. Let's go on. Waptek didn't discover him either. Waptek, therefore, I would cool my jets if I were you. No, I do literally the opposite of what I'm complaining about. I'm not complaining about people doing the same thing. And I didn't find it, quote unquote, find the killer or whatever, because I knew I couldn't. Other people claiming I can discern everything. I can see dolls in blurry video images and photos that I ran through an AI routine that makes dog faces out of pizza. No, I don't do that because that's dumb and it doesn't work. And yes, I'm going to be in the face of everybody watching if you actually care. None of you saw any of those baby dolls or people in any of those images because those aren't the original images. Those are images that have been altered by pieces of software that are designed to enhance a person's face and eke it out of damaged photos. Or just for the fun of it, create ghost images in the background. Or just programs that are trying to enhance things and just put random shit in because that's what happens when you enhance lines. I even talked about that in a video a while ago where I talked about human vision doing that automatically. It's the reason you see pareidolia. It's the reason you see random shit when it's just noise. And I'm getting a little tired of people coming by and saying, I seen that, I can discern things. And then they change the story later, but they never change their assertion about how good they are at doing this. And I see a ton of YouTube channels like that. There's a couple of YouTube channels in the old days that would look at a single pixel and try to amplify the detail in a dot on the screen that had a single color value. Because it would assume red, green, blue, or some other pattern of light, and then try to interpolate it and make it into a shape. And gee, it always came out as a letter or a number, some secret symbol. No, it's because the software, again, is making assumptions that have nothing to do with the situation. No, there aren't any pictures taken pointing underneath the bridge or in the area at the time showing what you guys think it did. Unless you show something that none of us have to discern. Just point it out, don't do the red crayon thing, and ask us what we see. Yes, the crosshatch pattern underneath the bridge, if taken with a camera that does a shitty job compressing it, slightly tilted at a Dutch angle, is going to give you random pareidolia effects. That doesn't have anything to do with whether or not you saw something significant. This may be, I always say this, I hope this will be the last video I do about the Delphi case. Really. Because there's nothing to debunk. There is nothing to work with. There is no new evidence until yesterday. And the only evidence is they grabbed somebody and hauled him in connection with the case. That doesn't mean he's the killer. And again, I have to repeat it. The image of the guy walking on the bridge isn't necessarily the killer. The voice of the person, hey guys down the hill, or guys down the hill, is an audio fragment from a damaged file. Again, may not be the killer. They have never said that that was actually the person who killed anybody. It's a person of interest in the area. That's why they call him a person of interest instead of the killer. It's not just alleged or accused. It's random person in the area they're looking for. That's it. That's why you don't shoot persons of interest, because most of the time they're just a fucking witness. You're just as lame as you claim they are or whatever. Again, the comment got deleted. You spend the same amount of time doing this. As a matter of fact, I don't do this every goddamn day or every goddamn week, bringing up the subject. When there's a change, when somebody spreads a meme, I usually spend time debunking the bullshit because people know that the only way they can create new shit out of this is to make it up from whole cloth. So I'm offended by you posting the comment. It's archived. Link will be below in the description. Anyway, the individual brought up, I think it's Gray Hughes he's referring to, and a guy named Harvey Jr., another name entirely. If you know who it is, that's fine. But I think the person just got the wrong name in there. It's not Harvey Connick. It really isn't. So anyway, so let's do one more silly part of the video. Let's do something maybe entertaining. But again, Richard or Ricky Matthew Allen was only brought up as a person of interest by the sleuths on the internet in general. And I did look everywhere else yesterday because the police brought him up. Everybody else they pointed fingers at and have web sleuthed or demonized or witch hunted have been innocent. Can they at least admit that they were wrong every other time and actually just own up to it? The only thing I've ever said on this entire subject is that I was wrong about is I didn't believe a certain person was at the bridge taking photos and getting put on Google Street View. He did. I was wrong. Is he a person of interest? No, he isn't. Do I think he's a little unhinged? I'm not naming his name. Yeah, I think he's a little unhinged, but whatever. He also came by and actually communicated with me and said, no, I really did take the pictures and I took them down. I was even able to dig up some of the imagery. Yeah, I'm quite proud of myself for that because I was able to get away with, after a lot of work, finding some of those images still stuck in the cache of Google's imaging that they deleted because they deleted a whole bunch of Google Street View shit, which was dumb. What else have I been wrong about? I've been wrong about a bunch of stuff. I mean, I can't even remember all the shit I'm wrong about, but I make a video explaining that, and then I don't bring it up again. So, saying I'm the same as the people I'm complaining about, universally I'm offended. But also, let's bring up something else. Am I using this to make videos that I can get page views out of or get PayPal money out of or whatever? People could make that claim. I'm not. I want to bring up one last one. A very completely different thing. Because this case has had no data, people have been making up shit from whole cloth, and because the police department keeps playing almost Machiavellian bullshit games during the press conferences, it's made it worse. Let's talk about something that was cut and dry immediately. The shooting in Las Vegas. There are still people out there who are trying to make it about whatever story they want to bring up because they're obsessed about it. Period. They bring up invisible aliens and helicopter gunships. It's stupid. Anyway, someone brought up the Democratic Party Independent Dinner, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Joe Biden wore Philadelphia Phillies socks with a white P on them and showed them off. I'm looking for the video. If anybody knows about it, yes, this is the humorous part of the video. Please give me the information about it. Anyway, a licensed pharmacy tech had lived a mile from the bridge and has been taken in, and we'll know more about it on Monday. But he'd been there since 2006, and his address has been leaked, so there you go. But no, I'm not doing the same thing by pointing out that everybody was wrong in their witch hunting. I debunked the witch hunting, and I told everybody to stop doing it a long time ago, just like everybody else should. And I want everyone to learn their lesson. When any case like this isn't solved, please don't do witch hunting. Find out what the facts are, and if they don't lead anywhere, admit it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck.